heavens must be smiling.
Whew. I don't sense any more enemies.
Towards Uzbek. Oh, damn. It looks more lively. Aww. It looks so much more lively. Let's go, dude. It looks so much more lively. I love it.
Huh? What's the matter, Law?
It's just weird how quiet it is.
Are you sure? Isn't this how it normally is?
Usually there's a little more going on, like building and repairing houses and stuff. But there's none of that.
Now that you mention it, you're right. Did they halt the repairs or something?
Well, if it isn't the Blazing Sword, and Law too.
Just call me Alphen.
But that's no way to speak to our hero and savior.
Hey, what's going on? It looks like the construction's on hold.
It is. Is that why you're here?
No, I was just wondering. Mind explaining?
You know how the Crimson Crows are in charge of reconstruction? Well, they've been busy lately. Which means the repairs on my house are taking forever. My family's tired of waiting so long.
So you want us to do something about that?
Yes! You can find what we need in the Iglia Wastes. Should be a cakewalk for a hero, right?
Talk about getting carried away. Sheesh.
I guess this is what heroes do now.
Alphen.
Still, we can't ignore this. Come on.
Something's bothering you again.
People rely on us because we're heroes. And we just drop everything to help them because it's expected of us. Is that really the way it should be?
The Iglia Wastes haven't changed. Still nothing but Zeugles living here.
Not to be rude, but it's not exactly the sort of place I'd want to live anyway.
Huh? Is that what we're looking for? Guess I misread the landing.
I heard Calaglia's climate became milder after the worlds merged, but this is...
It has only become milder in comparison to before. If it were to change too fast, neither the people nor plant life would be able to keep up.
That's not quite what I meant.
I hope one day...
say the people in this realm have enough water to go swimming whenever they want.
Finally.
What is it?
I found an ingredient for that new recipe.
That's a big Zoogle.
Brace yourself! This one's tough! Lightning down! Take this! I'm not done! Rolling snap!
I can carve through. We got the advantage.
Good.
Just have to make sure we keep it. Don't worry, cause we're on. Another one down.
Well, someone seems in tip-top form.
Nothing new about that.
And still as humble as ever.
Glacial steel. That freaking does it. Blazing flame.
Here's a healing arch.
I'll tear you apart. Swallow dance.
Rising Wyvern!
Here I
Blazing
come.
flame.
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down.
It's go time.
Into the shadows. The waters of creation.
Rising Wyvern!
Inferno punch.
Dance in Lord
Eat
Water.
this.
Feel.
Swallow dance.
Take this!
Hear my call.
Deny.
Whoa, you all right?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Banana, let's go.
This one's mine. First strike.
Here's a healing arch. First aid. In here.
Dance.
Demon Fang! Double Demon
Inferno
Fang!
punch.
A chain between heaven and earth. A wailing banshee of lightning.
Will this help?
In here.
Freaking does it.
What would I do without? I owe you, Tion.
Healing is what my arts do best.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
First strike.
Holy Land! A chain between heaven and earth.
Eat this.
A wailing banshee of lightning. Divine.
A waiting fury to be let free. Rising Wyvern. Blazing
This
flame.
one's mine!
I'm out of arrows. It's weakened.
Strike.
There you go.
This ends
No
now.
matter. Healing circle.
Demon Fang!
Swallow dance. What's this?
Nice. Now I can keep at it.
I didn't heal you just so you can get hurt again.
I know.
Annihilation. Dance in Magna Conflict. Annihilation.
Right.
Magna Ray.
Take this! Sword Rain
I'll
Alpha!
run you through.
Raining
I'm on it.
A chain between heaven and
Watch
earth.
it.
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this.
Blazing flame.
Divine.
I'm on it.
A whirling shower.
Death blossom.
Wind.
I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw. First strike. I can carve through armor.
Now.
Rain Alpha!
Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade. I'm on. Rising Wyvern. Raising
in the
flame.
sky is
Sonic
mine.
burn. Watch this. Rolling snap. I'll tear you apart.
It looks like you got some
No dance. I'll finish you here and now.
Astral flower. Let's go.
I can feel my power growing!
What's this thing?
There's a carp.
Everything we need is here.
Hopefully this will help the reconstruction start again.
You're lost in your thoughts again.
That was probably the blazing sword they needed, not me.
People who know you see you.
We all have a hard time with the discrepancy between our true self and the impression others have of us. But I doubt such knowledge will help you feel any better right now.
Hey, why don't we go back to Ulzebek? There's no point in staying here anyway.
Right. Let's go.
Your travels began here, did they not?
Yes, this is where Shion and I met. Everything started with that moment.
Who knows where we'd all be right now if you two hadn't run into each other?
If I hadn't met Alphen or the rest of you... No, I don't even want to imagine what that'd be like.
Life is full of surprises, both good and bad.
That's right. When things get tough, we just have to stick together and trust that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Alright.
We should think about eating soon.
Really? Not all that hungry myself.
Don't make me say it again.
Yeah, good idea.
Oh, I can't jump from over here. No way, brother.
Back, are ya? How did it go?
Not bad. That should be all taken care of.
Oh, wow, that's great! I knew I could count on the blazing sword. Thank you, I really appreciate it.
The blazing sword until the bitter end, huh? I wonder what he would have done if I turned him down.
Well, I guess. He probably would have been disappointed that you couldn't help him.
But I can't help everyone. It's like I'm doomed to fail them. Sometimes I think Volron was right. This is my only choice. Drop everything every time someone needs help? Is that even me anymore? I talk to Nazamir like I'm some sort of role model. But look at me. What future?
Alphen.
I knew it would be like this if I came to the city. Why did I agree to come?
Alphen. Why did you save me? Was it just because you were a hero?
No, no, of course not. That's not it. I just...
You chose to fight because you had a reason, right? Regardless of what that reason may have been. Don't forget that you have friends. That there are people who can help guide you. That's part of the reason why I wanted you to come here with me. It's because I wanted to help remind you of that fact. From what I remember, there should be someone in this city who can help you in ways that the rest of us can't.
The Crimson Crows? No, not them. Doc. Right. Doc. Oh yeah, Doc's living in Olzebek now.
Let's go. We get to see Doc.
What's this thing?
Life seems to be improving for these people. Even their clothes are higher quality.
They're still not as well off as some other places, but they're getting there.
What's this thing?
Take all the money. Take all the money. It's Doc.
You're looking good, Doc.
You aren't looking too good yourself, though. I've been wondering when you'd show up. So, what is it? I don't know what you're struggling with, but just spit it out. That's the reason you've come here, isn't it?
I can't keep any secrets from you, can I? So, the truth is...
I see. So everyone comes to you asking for your help.
I don't mind being relied on. I mean, I'm happy to help. It's just that...
They take it for granted because you're a hero. That must be tough. I don't blame you.
I just don't understand. Renans hate me without question, while Dahnans call me a hero. Who in the world am I?
We spent such a long time as slaves. In some ways, I suppose we're still trying to get free. Listen, Alphen. How many hands do you have?
Hands? Well, I have two.
And how many things can you hold at once with those two hands? You think the blazing sword can hold hundreds or thousands of things at once just because he's a hero? Nonsense.
Well...
All they see is the legend. They can't tell the difference between Alphen the person and Alphen the blazing sword. That's your real problem, isn't it? So you need to tell them. Remind them that you only have two hands.
Are you saying I should abandon people even when they're asking for my help?
Not at all. You want to help everyone. That's a great mindset, and there's nothing wrong with it. However, in order for you to meet everyone's needs, you would have to grow 1,000 hands. No, even 1,000 wouldn't be enough. You'd still miss something, and the people would still complain. All you can do is choose what's important to you. What will you do with just those two hands of yours? You are the one who decides. Not the people, not the blazing sword, but you.
I decide. I decide for myself. I do.
You're the one who should be giving me an answer, however. Yes, but I still haven't quite made sense of it for myself. So rest here for now. You can think about it overnight, no rush.
Mosgul is being used as housing for Renans, so we can't go in.
The Renans there must be living pretty rough.
They say it's temporary until they can relocate to Pelegion, at the very least. I hear it's been improved quite a bit since Doc and I lived there.
What's going on?
I don't know, but it's gotta be something big. That's the blazing sword, you know.
Everyone, listen. I once fought with my friends against the Renan Lords. I did so because I thought it was the way to save everyone. I always thought that I had an obligation to fight, to help those unable to fend for themselves. But I realized I was wrong. I can certainly fight to some extent, but I'm still just a human. I'm not a god or a hero.
What are you saying?
No way! You mean you're not going to help us anymore?
That's not what I'm saying. I want to do all I can. But not because I'm some hero. Not because anyone told me to. I want to do it because I choose to. Even so, there's a limit to what I can do. And that's why...
You're saying you'll be a hero who helps when you're truly needed.
Nath.
When Zephyr died, we foisted that responsibility entirely on you, rather than sharing the burden. Eventually, you'll be gone, just like Zephyr. Everyone dies in the end, whether they are a hero or not. We need to learn to fend for ourselves, and not rely entirely on you, or on any individual for that matter. Am I right?
Right, exactly. I believe that is the path to real, lasting freedom. For all of us. But each and every one of you will need to work together. I'm asking for your help.
You heard him. The time for depending completely on others is over. From here on out, we have to find ways to do whatever we can on our own. As long as we work together, I'm sure we'll be fine. Go ahead and leave the rest to us. You focus on yourself. I'm sorry for burdening you with so much up until now.
Thanks.
Let's go. Good guy, Nathan.
Feeling better?
Yeah. I guess, in the end, it seems I was bound by the word hero myself.
You freaked me out when you suddenly decided to talk to everyone on your own like that.
Those who depend entirely on others cannot truly call themselves free. A good lesson that we all should keep in mind.
The people here will eventually understand. I really believe that.
If everyone can learn to truly think and decide for themselves, I think they'll start seeing a lot of things differently. And hopefully, one day, they'll realize that the differences between Danins and Renins don't matter at all.
So then, now that you've decided to follow your heart, what do you want to do next, Alphen?
I want to find Nazamil. Not sure what she's going through, but I can't help but feel like she needs us. But first, I want to go to Niez.
Yes.
I want to speak to the people in different cities like I did in Olzebek. I'll start with Niez. I'll start sowing the seeds in every town, so that maybe, one day...
That's quite an undertaking. Difficult for a hero, let alone one man.
Well, I guess we'll just have to lend him a hand then, won't we?
Niez it is then.
Unlike Ulzebek, both Danins and Renins live in Niez. How do you plan to start?
Good question. Do you think we should talk to people separately or together?
Separately would raise questions. I believe at the same time is better. That was quite the little adventure we went on.
An outstanding individual.
Hurry it up, Alphen! Hey, you too, Lord Man!
Haste makes waste, young one.
Oh, don't even start with me on that. Come on, we're keeping everyone waiting.
He's right. Shion and Rinwell must be getting impatient with us too.
I don't believe that's the case. Look, they seem to be enjoying themselves.
It feels so comforting to just sit quietly side by side, next to each other. And being able to follow through with something you've set your mind to like that. It's dependable, you know?
Wow, you really have a soft spot for that sort of thing, don't you?
Hmm? Are they talking about...
Yeesh. Kinda awkward if we butted in now, right, Alphen?
Not at all. We should say something.
No. It would be rude of us to interrupt. Let us assess the situation and choose the time to make our entrance with propriety.
You mean eavesdrop?
Personally, I really like those light, nimble movements. There's a graceful fluidity to them. And the strike that comes afterwards, it's always so cool, no matter which way you look at it.
Strike? Hold up!
For me, it's the poise I'm fond of. That dignified demeanor never seems to falter, all while staying alert and being receptive to even the most subtle shift in sounds.
Sounds.
I know. And those big, beautiful, thoughtful eyes. I keep finding myself inadvertently gazing into them.
Big, beautiful, and thoughtful?
She's right. Alphen does have beautiful eyes.
But if anyone has thoughtful eyes, it's Dohalim.
But surely Big Eyes refers to Law?
I can't wait to see Zare again.
The cat!
When I see you speaking with other Renins, they always look so happy. It's made me realize just how many people depend on you, Dohalim.
I'm glad to be able to help, but I do feel it goes a bit too far sometimes.
You can say that again. Apparently, there are even some who want you to be the new ruler of the Renan people.
I suspect their minds are still trapped in the Renan mentality that the strong have an inherent right to rule and should be followed. Unfortunately for them, the reign they envisioned was but a fantasy, even in the old days. Going forward, they will need to face reality.
Yeah, reality with no more lords or sovereigns.
Though there are still those enthralled by my title of former lord. I hope to see the day when they too can stand on their own two legs.
That said, I don't think people place their faith in you just because you were once a lord. I kept it from you so as not to burden you further, but there have been quite a few requests for you in Vicent as well.
Is that so? For what, pray tell?
Some want you to pass on your extensive knowledge by becoming a school teacher. Others say they want you to help them learn to appreciate music. And, as a request for the elegant and handsome Dohalim, there were even some who wished to be your lover.
Well, that's a scary voice.
Oh,
Sounds
boy.
less like people want things from him, and more like they just want him. I wish people talked about me like that.
There he goes, talking like an idiot again.
When it comes to children, they all want you to be their father. Sing them songs, read them stories, that sort of thing. It's actually rather sweet.
I see. Not all things people desire of me are quite so vapid, I suppose.
Yes. As a side note, I should mention that most of these requests happen to come from women. It must be wonderful to
no.
be so popular, hmm?
Kisara, why are you staring at me with a gaze like the coldest winter?
In the end, it sounds like wherever Dohalim goes, he leaves a string of hearts in his
Oh
wake.
no.
I certainly do no such thing.
That's what they all say. Oh.
Masks.
They left. What was that all about?
It sure doesn't seem like any sort of festival. I've got a very bad feeling about this.
The way they didn't seem to be listening to anything brings back some bad memories, huh?
What we saw at Volron's castle. You're right. Just what's going on?
And those masks.
Yeah. They look just like the iron mask I once wore.
We should find someone who can fill us in.
They're all wearing masks.
They aren't responding to anything we say. What's going on?
Maybe we can find someone without a mask.